10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Blonde Blitz. I am your co-host, Deb Whitkiss, and with me, as always, the other host of the show, Nikki Giss. Nikki, welcome.
Hi, Deb. How are you?
I'm so good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Can you believe it?
It's nuts. I wore my my sparkly pink today because I didn't want it to end, for the new year.
I know. It looks so cute.
Plans, new everything.
New everything. Are you like one of those New Year, new me, or you're just like New Year, same me-ish?
I'm New Year, save me, because I always try to sparkle. So
and you always do. I saw your pictures. You went to Nashville for New Year's, right?
I did. Yeah, I did.
You look so pretty.
Thank you. I saw yours too with the disco ball. I was like, go, Nikki. Guys,
Yes.
Cannoli wants to say Happy New Year. Hold on one second.
Okay, we have to get a Happy New Year from Cannoli. We have to.
Woo!
It's not 2024. And there we go. Okay, there we go.
You ready? He's going to try to eat it. There we go, everybody.
Happy New Year, Cannoli. All right.
All right, we'll let him go back downstairs. Or here, do you want to eat that? Anyway, you were at home or you went to a party?
We did a little girls' night in Atlantic City, so we kind of hopped around, had some fun, and it's funny. I don't usually stay out until 4 a.m, but something about like when you're with your friends and everybody's up and out, all of a sudden this adrenaline kicks in, and probably like the 5 coffees that I had, but somehow I was like, yeah, this is easy. And then the next morning I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. The next morning was fun. Yeah, no, we were out late as well. My friend, and then we went back to one of my friend's condos, and my friends were literally like passing out out on like the couch, and I was like, okay, it's time to go.
Yeah, I had that moment where I was like, wow, I'm not like 23 anymore.
Yeah, for sure. But
I hung in there. I hung in.
Yeah, you got to, right? Football. Let's talk it. We are in the last week of regular season. How the hell did this happen?
I don't know, Deb. It's a fitting end, right? Because I feel like it's been a really crazy, unexpected year. So a lot of things that happened that I didn't have on my bingo card for the 2023 season. So I feel like week 18 is going to just be the most wild week ever. And it's funny, I'm doing a guest spot tomorrow for a pick'em show. And I was like, of all the weeks, this is historically my worst week to pick is the last week of the season. So I'm going to embarrass myself tomorrow, but that's okay.
You never embarrass yourself, ever.
These picks might be a little embarrassing.
Who are you picking?
It's hard, Deb, because you don't know who's resting. I mean, and we'll get to it. I mean, you look at the Eagles, right? They can't afford to rest their players. So, I mean, it's just a really hard week to pick and to be somewhat accurate and even remotely professional with it.
Well, and also too, I mean, so much playoff is on the line for so many different teams. It's completely up in the air. Like, not that many teams have clinched, you know what I mean, or in the hunt, or it's been a while.
Right. It's weird. There's still a handful of teams that like they haven't clinched yet, or divisions haven't even been clinched yet. And but this is what the NFL wanted, right? That's what they want. They want week 18 to be down to the wire, divisional matchups. This is exactly what they wanted. Although we didn't want this extra week, but.
Right. And I mean, I think that extra week makes all the difference. People, people are getting hurt more and there's more injuries. And that makes all the difference, as we saw in San Francisco when Deebo Samuel was out, it just But speaking of playoffs, shall we discuss the Eagles choking away the division?
Yeah, let's. I mean, I've waited so long to talk about it. So let's do it.
Eagles basically, I mean, there's a slight chance the Eagles might get the NFC East division title. It's basically the Commanders have to beat Dallas, which
Right.
If Rivera, I've loved you since day one. Let's do it.
It's a tall order, Deb. That's a really
you
tall
think?
order. The tank is full on there in Commander land, I think.
Yes.
But
and
to your credit, you've said that something wasn't right with the Eagles for about the past 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, something hasn't been right all season. You know, I said it one of the first couple games, even like they weren't the Super Bowl team from last year. You know, we had a new defensive coach, we had a new offensive coach. You know, it just wasn't clicking from the get, and now, you know, the wheels are kind of falling off. You know, and I can't exactly put my finger on it. Is it Sirianni? Is it Jalen? Is it? I mean, I definitely think it's the DC for sure. Defense has given up so many, you know, so much. This especially even this last game with, you know, so many yards. And then also the OC, the play calling. I think it's gotten a little bit better, but you know, there's still obviously Eagles just lost the Cardinals, so. Yeah.
Darn.
It's like I've been waiting for this moment.
Darn. So upset. I'm heartbroken. I really am. I have to practice my losing face. So Deb, I have to before we move on to awards, because I know that's coming next. Let's talk about what happens when you're nominated for an award, but you might not win. So I was nominated for this organization that I'm part of. They do a Woman of the Year award every year. And I was nominated this year, which is very, very cool and very sweet. And I'm very honored to be nominated. I don't know who I'm up against. And I have a feeling it will be some of my friends that I've known for a very long time.
Okay.
In the event that I lose, which I will be soliciting votes because I don't lose very well.
Where am I voting?
In the event it's not a very good friend of mine who if I am up against a friend, I will be very happy for them. I will. But how do you gracefully, and I know you've been in a situation, you've won Emmys and then you haven't. So how do you keep the face on when there's cameras on you and everybody's taking pictures and you didn't win?
You know, it's so hard to do, but you kind of just have to be professional and be excited for your friends. And generally you would be, right? You know,
right.
But it's a bummer, but you have to kind of keep it inside and just kind of do that clap. And there you go.
Be professional. Okay, can you teach me the face? Can I just see your graceful losing face?
Okay.
Okay. I think I could do that. Okay, so let me.
You got that. Go ahead and practice.
Yay.
That's great.
All right, Deb's going to have to help me a little bit, guys. She's going to have
to
help me.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it a bit.
So shall we get to our awards for this week?
Yes. Practicing for my award that I better win in February.
Yes. So who do you have for Ken?
My Ken of the week is going to go to Mike Tomlin because the Steelers have not been under 500 since he has been head coach. And, you know, I say it all the time, even on a year you're not sure about the Steelers or a down year or rebuild, they still find a way to be relevant, and they still are. And they have a shot, right? It's between them and sorry, we need the playoff picture,
right?
If we had,
I'm gonna let Cannoli downstairs because he's just
okay. We got to put Cannoli downstairs. Maybe producer Dan, if he wasn't such a hack, maybe he would put up the current playoff scenario for us. Deb, you look so good in that dress.
Thank you.
Damn.
All New Year's.
So who's your Ken of the week?
My Ken of the week is CeeDee Lamb. He had 227 receiving yards in the Cowboys game. They obviously defeated the Detroit Lions, which we should talk about that game with the refs. Dear Lord. Anyway, he broke Michael Irvin's franchise record for receptions and receiving yards in a single season, both of which were set in 1995. His 92-yard touchdown reception was the longest offensive play by any team this season. Same touchdown. He also made franchise history behind Don Meredith's 95-yard touchdown in 1966. Like,
wow.
Hello. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So go Lamb.
Go Lamb. Go Ham.
How about for your bend and snap?
My bend and snap. Oh,
and snap.
Let's let Elle Woods do her thing. My bend and snap is that beautiful 74-yard touchdown by Zay Flowers. What a play. What a play. In fact, I watched it like 4 times before we came on because it was just such a beautiful sight to behold.
Right. No, and I picked Zay for the Chargers in the draft.
Oh,
so I'm glad
so
to hear you say that. I liked him. I liked him for the Chargers, but it is what it is. I picked Sydney Brown's 99-yard pick six off Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray. Took it to the house.
Yep.
His first career touchdown. It was amazing. And then the game went to shit. So
and then it all went downhill from there.
And it went into the trash. So how about your Brassy Blonde moment?
Well, you wanted to talk about it, so let's talk about it. The refs. It's the second week in a row. My brassiness is going to the refs.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the Lions-Cowboys game. What a debacle, Deb.
Wow. And I can't believe it happened. Like, what really happened there? You see both of them reporting. They only wrote one down, apparently, and it wasn't the one who scored the touchdown.
Yeah.
Wild. I mean, let's be honest, though. They should have kicked the extra point at that point. Like, There's no way the Lions should have just kept on going for a 2-point conversion at that point. Like, you kick the ball to tie the game and go into overtime. But, no, the refs, somebody messed up. And, yeah, I sat there going, what did they do? What did they do? What's going on? What do we do?
I can't remember seeing a game that ended in such mass confusion in a very long time.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All the more reason the refs need to get it together.
And to make it worse, I was rooting for Dallas to win the game because of the Eagles. I'm sitting there in the bar with a bunch of Dallas people. They think I'm a Dallas fan, and I had to fake that. So I was definitely fake smiling throughout the whole thing. But yeah, it was just a wild end. Like, how does that happen?
I don't know. I really, a lot of, I said this last night on Thunder and Lightning, a lot of head scratching this season, whether it's play calling with some of these teams, missed calls, it's just been a very odd 2023 season.
Right. And also, too, everyone was saying that they were taking those refs out of the playoff picture. And then I read something yesterday saying that it was, they were back in and they were going to be doing the playoffs. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Hopefully they at least got a talking to. But who else needs a talking to? My Brassy Blonde moment. David Tepper, owner of the Panthers, throwing a drink on the Jaguar fans. Like, what? Yeah. There's better ways. Tepper has a temper, obviously.
Tepper has a temper. I love that.
Right? Like, wow. Yeah, and it's funny. I used to follow the Panthers religiously because I had some friends on the team, and I liked when Tepper took it over, and they liked him. But yeah, like what? That you just can't do it. And obviously, the NFL fined him $300,000.
Right.
Which rightfully so, probably should have been more, but that's like nothing to him.
Like $5, maybe $10.
Yeah, I mean the guy's a millionaire. He might even be a billionaire. I don't even know, but Yeah. So
it's highly unprofessional. I understand it's hard to contain emotions. Believe me, I understand it is hard to do that. But if I can do that and I'm just like, a podcaster, surely David Tepper can control his emotions, and you just can't do that. I mean, come on, just get it together here.
I think they should fire David Tepper now.
Deb's firing everybody.
And you know what? It's Black Monday on Monday.
Yes, on Monday. Are you excited for that? This is your season. This is your favorite time of year.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I love to see the coaches getting fired. I'm granted the ones that I really want to see fired are already gone. But who do you think is going to get fired on Monday? What are your thoughts?
I think Ron Rivera is a shoo-in, unfortunately. To head on out there in Washington. And there's some other rumors. I don't know if we want to. We are going to talk about Giants Eagles, so maybe we'll touch on NFC East in a little bit. I know there's some questions in the chat about the Eagles and what's going on. So we'll end on a whole NFC East note, but I definitely think Ron Rivera's out. We think they do with Bill Belichick. Now the reports are being retracted that was not true and taking out of context. And it's kind of also the reason why I had some people say that to me, like, oh, you didn't mention anything really about the Bill Belichick, on social media. And it was because I wasn't really sure how vetted that story was. I mean, I think he's earned the right to go out on his own if he wants to, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is a change over there in New England as well. And I'm hoping Antonio Pierce gets the head coaching job with the Raiders. I really, really, really do. I don't know who else they're going to interview, but he has got that team playing and prepared. They are prepared.
I agree with you. I think, to be honest, I think Belichick's gone. And he actually was the first coach that I thought of. I don't want to see it happen, but I mean, even to this point, some of the Patriots fans are even not against him now, but obviously there's a change that needs to be made. And I think he's done. I again would like to see him go on his own and kind of where he wants to go next. But I think his days in New England are numbered. Another one, Mike Tomlin. I think he might be gone too. I don't know.
Think so?
Yeah, I mean, Steelers doing a little bit better, but I think his time has I think it's time. I might have been last season or the season before. It's time. Yeah.
Interesting.
And Ron Rivera was my third one on the gone block. I hate to see it happen. And some friends are saying they think he's going to get one more year. I don't see how anybody can justify that, though. He's had several losing seasons. I mean, what? Well, they won the NFC East 3 years ago, 2020.
2020, they won it? 2020?
Alex Smith was quarterback. And then
that feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, it does. It feels like it was five years ago. It was only 3 or 4. But yeah, they won that. They won it that year. But that was the last time that they did anything. But yeah,
to your point, it's like, how do you justify staying?
Yeah, I mean, and he has the talent. I mean, granted, they got rid of Chase Young and Montez Sweat, but yeah, Terry McLaurin. I mean, Brian Robinson Jr., Sam Howell. I mean, he had so much potential, and I mean, he almost got benched last week. I don't know. I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see him coming back, and that's very interesting that you say that on the Steelers. We'll see. Do you think Mike Tomlin would go somewhere else, though?
I do think he'd go somewhere else. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, where? I'm not sure. But I mean, also Brian Dable, Nick Sirianni, those are two maybe on the chopping block, I think. I don't know if I really believe it. The coach of the Jets,
Robert Saleh. Yeah. I mean, what do you do there?
Well, I think it gets one more year because of Aaron Rodgers will be back.
Right. I agree.
I think his job is saved. I think, Chicago, Matt Eberflus, I think he's fine now that Chicago is doing a little bit better. What about Arthur Smith, the head coach of the Falcons?
The Falcons. I don't know. I just Atlanta's
there's so much talent there, and like the whole Desmond Ridder thing has just been a nightmare. And
I know, but that's the thing. It's just been like a complete nightmare, and I don't understand. It's like Atlanta's such a weird team because it's like they'll have all this talent, and then all of a sudden it's like nobody quite knows what to do with it and who to do things with. And it's like the coaching's horrible. The play calling is wacky. And then they'll have like a really great game out of nowhere. And then they'll just completely fall off the face of the earth for 6 weeks. Yeah, I think he's got to go. They need some massive changes there in Atlanta.
Yeah. And I agree with you with Antonio Pierce. I think he should absolutely be the head coach of the Raiders. I think he's done amazing things over there. And as far as the Chargers, Skip Smith, does he get in? I don't know if we had enough time to really see him. I wish as we all know, I wish they would have fired Staley a long time ago. So we actually could have had someone and saw what they could do. But, the first week, obviously they tried and they did pretty well, but they just weren't able to get it over the top. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think this Black Monday is going to be very interesting. And there is going to be a surprise coach in there. And
yeah, we'll see. I mean, just one more to the Bills. I mean, it's Sean McDermott. They haven't played up to potential. And if they don't win this game this week, they may not make the playoffs. Like, when has the Bills not made the playoffs?
I am an agent of chaos. I'm rooting for that to happen.
That's funny. Well, and that was, if you remember correctly, that was my Super Bowl pick. I think I picked Bills, Eagles, and I don't think either of them are obviously making it, but we shall see.
No, but you're psychic, I think, might be right.
With the Ravens, she absolutely might. And if she is, we have to have her on the show, right?
We have to have her on the show, and I need a reading, and I need a lot of things from her if she's got this right. Hold on, I got some questions.
She's a huge Giants fan too. Huge Giants fan. That's how we met.
Oh my God, she's coming on. She's got to come on.
Yeah, she's a huge. That's actually how we met because we were in the chats, and I was saying something, and I kind of went at her a little bit, and not really, but a little bit, just a bit. And she wrote me. She almost told me off, and then she wrote me. She's like, "Hey, who are you?" She's like, "I'm normally the only bitch on these things." And I was like, "Who are you? I love you." She was right. I mean, she was right too. So, yeah.
That is so funny. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. Well, she's definitely got to come on the show.
Absolutely. All right. Well, talking of the games, shall we talk about this week's games?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's go. We got the Texans and the Colts Saturday night, prime time. The winner of this game has an inside position to make it to the playoffs, depending on the Jags outcome the next day. So who do you have here?
Texans have Stroud back, and he's got that passing game. That's your boy. It's Dev's boy. She's been riding with him since Combine, actually.
The Combine. Yeah, the Combine. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, called it. You absolutely called it. So it's got that passing game fired up again. Thing with Minshew for me is like he's just like long-term backup, right, for Indy, and he is just so up and down with his efficiency. So it's really hard to gauge what you might get from him on any given week.
Yep.
But I do think the Texans defense, I think they're going to contain Jonathan Taylor. So I'm going to go Houston 23, Indy 20.
We're so close. Love to see my boy back. He could not have come back at a better time,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Their defense shut down the Titans last week to remain in the playoffs. And last week, the Colts, though, they were able to kind of crush the Raiders. They're obviously not making the playoffs. I've been impressed with both of these teams this year. I mean, especially the Texans. Like, who would have thought we'd be talking about the Texans in the playoffs? Like, from last
season, did not have it on the bingo card. Nope.
Yep. The Texans are, and I agree with you with Minshew. I do really like him. He was with the Eagles. But yeah, you really aren't quite sure which one of him is going to show up. So I agree with you on that one. The Texans are favored by 1 on this game. I'm going with my boy. I feel like this will be his rookie of the year game. I think he's going to shut it down. I'm going Texans 24, Colts 20.
Oh, we're so close.
Mm-hmm. So we're 1 off. Yep. How about Buccaneers? They're 8-8, and the Panthers, who are 2-14. So yeah, Buccaneers win it. They're in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get Jazz for this division is
it's so hard.
It's a little hard. Feel like the Bucs are essentially getting like a do-over here because they couldn't get it done last week. We just have like endless chances here, I guess. No, I know how football works, everybody. I know it's not up to endless chances. The Panthers are just going through the motions, guys. Like, I don't know. This is bad karma. David Tepper is a tool bag. So, karma always comes back around. I'm going to go Tampa Bay 27, Carolina 20.
Awesome. Yeah, no, and I feel the same way. I do think the Bucs are the best team in the NFC South. I want to see them clinch it. They didn't have a good game against the Saints, but the Saints aren't the Panthers. So I like what Baker Mayfield has done in Tampa. I want to continue to see him there. Carolina is a dumpster fire, like you just said. They've officially clinched the worst record in the NFL right now. And honestly, it's about to get worse. So Tampa is favored by 5.5. I'm going to go Tampa 24, Panthers 14.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, how crazy, and let's just discuss this for a second. And how crazy is it that they got Bryce Young as the number 1 pick and did nothing? Like, did nothing bad?
So what is that to you, Deb? Is that coaching? Is that talent? Is that the quarterback? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I didn't think Bryce Young should have went first. I didn't see it. I'm a C.J. Stroud fan who went second. It has to be coaching, right? They fired Frank Wright. They got rid of the GM. David Tipper's throwing cocktails. And they brought in an interim head coach, but the team was already in bad shape. So yeah, I think it was. I don't know. What
was your grade when you saw Bryce Young? Where did you have him?
You know what? To be honest, I didn't see him at the combine because he didn't play. He didn't do anything. He sat out. Mm-hmm. So I think he was waiting for his pro day. So yeah, I didn't see him. And I kind of lost some respect for him there because I was like, yo, you think you're good enough? I guess he was because he was picked first. But I don't know. I don't like that. I like to see everybody compete.
Yeah.
If you're that good, then show them what you got. Yeah. Always been believe in that.
Show them what you got, little mama. I love that song. Well, it just goes to show you that just because you take a quarterback in the draft does not mean they're going to pan out and make your team better. I say that because there are some fan bases who need to understand that concept.
Absolutely. a lot of the quarterbacks who do go first don't do well, or go in the first round even. It's usually the second and the third round quarterbacks who shine in the actual season. So.
Ooh, louder for the cheap seats in MetLife, everybody. Louder for the cheap seats in the back. You guys heard what Deb said. Didn't come from me this time.
Yep. See, round 2 and 3 is the sweet spot. I think it's something. I haven't looked at the number in a while, but I think it's something like 44% or something. It's wild.
See, so,
you never know.
It really, truly just goes to show that just because you take a quarterback in the first round does not mean that they're taking you to the promised land and they're going to flip a switch and all of a sudden your team is going to be, amazing. It doesn't work like that. Not all the time.
Well, let's move on to the Bears, who are 7-9, and the Packers, who are 8-8. The Packers, if they win this one, they're in the playoffs. What you got?
It's funny we talked about quarterbacks because it's like,
There
what
we
does
go.
Chicago do, right? Like, what does Chicago do? They got a top 10 pick, right? I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Fields is the question here. I think Jordan Love is staying. I don't think he's going anywhere. I mean, but Justin Fields, Chicago's doing better. I mean, who would have thought they'd be 7-9 even this season?
Right.
I've always been a Justin Fields fan. I liked him,
Mhm.
Ohio State. Yeah, I actually wrote an article about him at one point. So, I wasn't happy that he was going to Chicago at all, and now finally, not that it's a winning season, but they're doing better. So I think they stick with Fields, but a lot of people say no. Like a lot of people are saying they should pick a quarterback first.
See, I think they just need to get him some help. Sometimes you
Mhm.
just got to get your quarterback a little bit of help. I wouldn't give up on him yet, but his top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Now, if
And
our
is
guys
Caleb Williams is Caleb Williams going to be number one? Is he really that good? Like who you've got Justin Fields, who has several years in the league already, and you're going to go with a newbie? Like, is he that good?
Depends who you ask, Deb. I feel like to some people, he's like, I don't know, second coming of Christ. I'm like, okay, like just.
So was Bryce Young.
Yeah. See, so was Bryce Young. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna edge to the Packers here. It's home. It's at Lambeau. It's a very tough place to play in January. It is winter. I'm sure it will be freezing cold. And Green Bay, the offense got the mojo back. They win and they're in. Just feels like there's too much momentum coming their way. So I've got it 27-20.
Let me see what I have. Ooh, we're close there too. All right. So obviously Fields against Love. I love it. I'm excited to see this game. Chicago demolished the Falcons last week. Justin Fields threw for 268 yards. DJ Moore had 150 receiving yards, his second highest of the season. Khalil Herbert had 124 rushing yards, his third 100-yard game of the year. Green Bay, they won the season opener at Soldier Field 38-20. If you remember correctly, that's when everybody kind of fell in love with Love.
Yes.
He threw 3 touchdowns. I was like, oh, okay, like this is what 3 years behind Aaron Rodgers does for a quarterback. And then we lost him for a little bit, and now he's back. The Bears have not won at Lambeau Field since 2015. They won 17-13 behind Jay Cutler. So that's how long that's
Jay Cutler. Wow. Oh, God.
Yeah.
What a character.
So I'm going to go with you on this one. At least both these teams are good at playing in the cold. There's no way I can't speak again. There's no way that Green Bay is giving up their playoff hopes, especially in their home field. Love's playing efficiently. I feel like the defense may struggle just a bit going against Fields, but they take the win on this one. Packers are favored by 3. I'm doing Packers 24, Bears 20.
No, okay. So yeah, we are close. You're right. I forgot it's really cold in Chicago, but either way, it's still really cold.
It's really cold in
too.
too.
And small correction, Chicago has the 1st and 10th pick. So
there we go.
This is a young trade. Yep. So it'll get very interesting in a couple months to see what they do. All right. So we both got Green Bay. Who's next on the slate?
We got Eagles, who are 11-5, and Giants, who are 5-11. Nikki, you go in this game?
No. No, thank you. I will.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it, to be honest.
Yeah. I didn't even want to watch it, Deb. God,
I'm still upset from last
Why did
week.
our hack producer put this on the list? God.
Right? Like when they lost the Cardinals, I literally almost threw my phone. Like I literally had that instinct to throw something, and it was in my hand, and I was like, I need my phone, Deb, don't do it. That was literally the brainwaves that were going on in my head. I was so mad. And I don't normally get that mad at football. Like I get it, and but just the buildup of everything. It's been a rough season.
Yeah, it's been a doozy in Giants land. So Tyrod Taylor is starting. You know what? Giants defensively, they've shown up, and they've had some frustrating moments when nobody knows how to tackle, but they've had some great moments as well. And they did give Philly a run for their money 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
So, either way you look at it, is a division game. I fully expect the Eagles to win, but I hope it's competitive. And like we said in the beginning of the show, I don't think this is a scenario where Eagles are resting all their players. So that said, I think it's slightly closer. I don't think we're getting this huge blowout. I've got it 24-20 Philly.
Yeah. I mean, the Eagles still have a chance to, get NFC East. If the Commanders, like I said, can beat Dallas, which I don't see happening, but it is what it is. They're also still, they could maybe get the 3rd seed in NFC, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I'm scared for this game. I see the Eagles winning it as well. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than everybody thinks it is. I said that actually last week with the Cardinals, and I was right, obviously, because the Cardinals beat them. But yeah, I was a little scared 2 weeks ago when Taylor came in and after this, after the half, and you guys played well. And like you just said, it's a division game. They always kind of go after each other, and they always play harder, and playoffs are on the line for the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, they have got to win this game. If they don't win this game, Philly's going to blow up.
Ha! Oh.
Going to blow up. What do I have here? Got the Eagles are favored by 5.5. Just for comparison, last week they were favored by 12 and still lost. So it's just anybody who knows what's going to happen on that field. I'm going Eagles 27, Giants 25. Deb heart attack 1. So we will see you in the ER. Yeah.
Be getting a text from Deb in the group chat. In the ER, I'm good, guys. I'm still working. I'm good.
Somebody to give me, pump that heart. Anyway, let's move on to the Bills and the Dolphins. It's going to be a good game. What do you have?
Oh, man. Imagine the Bills lose. Like, I've just, you got to think Colts, Texans, Steelers. They've been giving the Bills, they've just kind of been like an annoying gnat to them, right? Because they just kind of been like nipping at their heels a little bit in the AFC. So the Bills haven't really been able to pull away, but I think they've got a lot of momentum with James Cook. I don't know why it's taken them like 2 years to get the this run game going that I've been screaming about. Like, I don't understand, but hey, they're getting it together now. Better late than never. Their defense is making some really big plays, which is a plus. Miami is dealing with a ton of injuries, and I honestly think Tua is probably still shell-shocked from an absolute beatdown that the Ravens gave them last week. I'm going to go Buffalo 24, Miami 20.
Very close yet again. I think we agreed with everything. So the Bills are coming off a 27-21 win against the New England Patriots. They should have won more. The Dolphins are coming off a 56-19 loss against the Ravens. They should have won less. So there's the right mix here in games. The winner of this game wins the NFC East. I'm sorry, the AFC East. Did I just say NFC East?
Deb is realigning divisions too. She's firing coaches and realigning all the divisions right now. So
sorry, the winner of this game wins the AFC East. The Dolphins are 7-1 at home, but the Bills have won 4 straight, and they, like I said earlier, they may not make the playoffs if they lose this game. The Bills are 3 points favorites on this one. I'm going to go with that. I got Bills 25, Dolphins 23, which isn't 3 points, but that's okay.
So we have Yeah, we picked all the same this week, right?
We did.
Yeah, we did.
So we both win Barbie no matter what.
Yeah, so we both win. So, Deb, did you see Josina Anderson's tweet? I think it was, what was it, yesterday, the day before?
You know what? I didn't, but I heard about it. So, yeah. What did it say?
She tweeted, and I think we had it pulled up before, we just weren't ready for it, but she tweeted that something unexpected in the NFC East. Okay, so change is circling the NFC East. One potential move would be unexpected. So, I retweeted that because I wanted to see what everybody's thoughts maybe were. And a lot of people were kind of mad at her that she was just so vague about it. But listen, guys, there's certain things you can and can't say, in the media. So I don't blame her for wording it that way. And I said that Ron Rivera wouldn't be unexpected, but maybe it would be his replacement. Well, I got met with a lot of comments that were saying Nick Sirianni has lost the locker room, and that's the unexpected move that he would be out as head coach. That seems really premature for me. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if that's rumors. I don't know if you've heard anything. So, Deb, and I know we got questions in the chat. What's going on over there in Philly? I mean, what are your thoughts on this tweet? And do you think it has anything to do with Sirianni?
I mean, I've been hearing rumors. I think that's literally what they are, of him being fired. I don't see how he could lose a locker room so fast. And like I said before, I'm like, is it Sirianni? Is it Hurts? AJ Brown is being rumored to, having some issue. He's finally talking to the media. I just saw the tweet. He's like, I'm talking to media. So it's like I just don't know what is going on there, but obviously something is wrong. I personally think, it's the DC that needs to go. I think if we get rid of the DC, and I think the OC Brian Johnson's kind of on the chopping block too. I don't think it's Sirianni, but from what I've heard and from my contacts and friends that are over there, he's a great guy. He's a great coach. He's a great family man. I've never heard one bad thing about Nick at all. So and the Eagles were in the Super Bowl last year. Like, how do you fire a coach 1 year after that? You know what I mean? I mean, granted,
the counter was Doug Peterson. Everybody's counter was, well, Nikki, they fired Doug Peterson, so.
They did, but Doug had been around for a while, and I think there was other stuff going on there. And I think Wentz might have had a lot to do with that. Mm-hmm. But I just don't see it happening. But I'm in the know, but not that much. I wish I was in the know more, and then I wouldn't be able to talk about it. So
yeah, then we can have this discussion. But okay, let's say it's the Eagles defensive coordinator that gets fired. Is that the potential move that you think she's actually referring to that would be so unexpected?
I don't know though. I think people are expecting that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I feel like she's alluding to like something bigger.
I mean, could it be Brian Daboll? I think he might, just the Giants. I mean, the Giants did so well last season, and then to have the record that they have now. I mean, to your point, you were earlier in the season, you were like, just burn it all down and start new. You know what I mean? And I had. So, I mean, could that be it?
Again, that's the rumor. I don't think so. I think, I think they are building something here in New York. And guys, let's not forget, we haven't had our starting quarterback. It's been Jones, Tyrod Taylor, Tommy Cutlets, back to Tyrod Taylor. It's just been up and down, and to even have 5 wins and all these injuries, and you got the Saquon drama. And as much as people want to say, oh, it's not a distraction, it becomes a distraction. And that would be really unexpected. I mean, 2 years, the Giants really can't keep doing this cycle of firing coaches every 2 years. Like, there's got to be some continuity here. Maybe. What about Dallas?
Well, and I was just, here's a bomb, like Mike McCarthy. Like, I have heard that as well. So, I mean, any single one of the NFC East coaches, their job could be on the line.
Imagine all of them go.
That's like party. That's like party central.
Wow. Hold on. Let's get the psychic on the show. Can we get is she free right now?
I should call her.
Be like, what is
I'll
Josina
check with her maybe
Anderson's
next
tweet?
week. Yeah, that's weird that she would tweet that and then not, just be so vague. But I mean, she really can't be if she's an insider. That's tough to break that news now.
She is. She's got a lot of players that trust her and go to her, and once you have that trust with certain players, you don't want to break that and your sources, and so she can't. I get it, and people are mad at her, but you have to understand she's doing her job, and of course she's doing her job by drumming up engagement because we're sitting here talking about it. It just seems it would be to me feel something bigger than Ron Rivera or a coordinator. I don't know.
Right. Well, and so what do you think it is? Like, let's just get, let's decide. So we'll see if we're right. What do you think it is?
I think it is Dallas. I think
Same with me. Okay.
I think whether they're in the playoffs or not, I think it's Mike McCarthy is out.
Mm-hmm. I think I have that same feeling, and I have that gut. Yep. We'll see. All right. That's our choice on that one. So, Nikki, do you have a DM post of the week? I'm always looking forward to hearing about this one.
I do. I do have. I do. I got a wedding invite, so that was nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, interesting and nice. Better than.
Yeah. So how does somebody invite you to a wedding? Like, what did they say? How did they do it?
They're basically just kind of like, we'd like you to come to our wedding.
Oh, okay. I thought you got like a wedding invite, like through a guest, and like someone was asking for you to be their date, like a prom thing.
Yes. So that was interesting, but more interesting DM. So I don't know who this person is, and this is kind of funny. So I had this person, I think I brought it up, or I might have told you. They like send me like love poems.
I love it.
All the time, and very extensive, like love. Mm-hmm. They'll DM me love poems, and this has been going on since April, I want to say, right? Okay. I have never responded to this person. I never said thank you. I've never responded. So the love poems stopped for like a couple months, and then they came back in full force. Well, now, I mean, it is multiple times a day, the love poems, and this person has decided to tell me 2 days ago that they are so completely in love with me. They want to marry me. They can't picture their life without me. And I'm like, I have never spoken to you, not one time in my life. Not like a thank you, not like an emoji, not once in my life. And it just keeps going. Have you seen my message? Do you know how much I love you? Do you know how much I'd love to be with you for the rest of my life? Do you know how? And it's nice stuff. Like, you're amazing, you're this, you're that. And then it's followed by all these long love poems and or song lyrics. So, better than, hey, do you have OnlyFans, but a little weird.
Yeah, and they're probably listening right now too. So, hi out there.
Hi. I wonder what song I'm going to get tonight. I don't know who you are. No idea. So yeah, it was lots of Happy New Year DMs, so that was good.
That's good. Yeah, it is going to be Happy New Year. We're looking forward to, like I said, shining in 2024. So.
The year of the Blonde Blitz. What about you, Deb? Did you get any crazy DMs or poems or song lyrics?
I'm boring. I don't get anything.
I don't get anything.
I'm so jealous.
Everybody send your poems and song lyrics of the week to Deb.
Yes, just one, please. I just want one.
Just send her one song.
Yeah, the only thing I get is like Eagles stuff. Like, people send me, and it's like, I know who they are. They're like, oh, Deb, you should get this, like this blanket, and like, I have so much Eagles stuff. I have an entire closet full of just Eagles, like skirts and shirts and football, and I don't need to buy anything else, like socks. I have bikini, like I've got
oh my god, you got everything.
God, no. When they won Super Bowl, I literally brought, I think, 2 2 suitcases full, both 50 pounds of all green and white. Like I had everything laid out in my bed. I should find the picture for next week. It's really funny. But yeah,
Oh my God.
way too much football stuff. Yeah.
Okay, but those are fun DMs to get. See, that's the thing. Nobody DMs me like, hey, you should get this. Nobody does that for me.
You know, and sometimes I like the stuff. I'm just like, I have so much Eagle stuff. I don't need to spend $20 on it.
I know. You're like, how many shirts could I
water bottle,
possibly have? Yeah, but sometimes they're cute. The water bottles and stuff are cute.
Oh, true. Yeah, no, absolutely. So
like I got my new Starbucks tumbler. It was half price, so I was like, okay, I could do that for half price. But you know what? Also in the DMs, people want the calendar, right? They want the Nikki Nick calendar. They want the food take. Wow. I was like people to put like on the wall. Like, wow, I didn't. Wow. Yeah, because I'm like, I just use my phone for my calendar.
That's funny. We could do the blonde blitz. We could do the blonde blitz calendar. Like
that's what I was thinking, especially October, because that was our photo shoot. So I feel like we got to use the blonde blitz. Absolutely. So it's in demand. Yeah. People want it. People love the show. They love Blonde Blitz. You guys have been DMing me that you love the content. So we definitely do appreciate that. We really, really do. We are going to bring you so much more content, especially once the playoff picture, normally in years past, the playoff picture is a little bit more clear by this point, but it's not. So we will have a lot more for you guys. I really, truly do. I make fun of the DMs, but I do appreciate when you guys take the time to tell us that you enjoy what we are doing, because it makes it worth it and, keeps us going. It's like,
for sure. I love doing this every week, and thanks to our fans too for sticking in. And even after the season's over, we'll still be here, and we're still planning on doing the show. We'll have some players, current and former, on throughout the summer, and we'll talk about draft and we'll talk about combine, and we are not stopping because you cannot stop the Blonde Blitz.
No, you cannot. And there are no two other blondes out there who are doing this. And, a lot of people say they love the concept of the show. So we appreciate you guys hanging in with us. It's been a new show. I know Deb and I travel a lot. So sometimes we're in different places and we've got different people on, but we are so thankful that you decided to ride with us and you're sticking with us in the new year. Please subscribe to the Fantasy Sports Corporation channel. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and go ahead and smash the like button. And of course, we are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. So you would get $100 to play with some house money with code BLONDE. Thank you all so much. We will see you to wrap up week 18 right here next Wednesday. Bye, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Go Birds.